Hello, everybody.
Hello. Can you see me?
Yeah, it is quite an unusual setting here, and it's quite a while that I did a video. I was a little bit under the weather, still am kind of, and yeah, happened some private shit around. So this is the first video after a long time, and the first after I got this baby here, the Synergy unit. So what I want to talk about today is some observations I made of this little guy. I mean, there are so much good videos out there which explain so much better than I ever could how this thing works internally and the history of it and how to dial it in the correct way. I just want to tell you some observations and show you how I dial it in, and then we gonna of course heal it and gonna show it in the mix. But first things first, the signal chain, so that we are completely on the same side. What's going on here? If this works alone or not. So we are starting with the guitar. This is my Jackson, the Explorer, which has a little bit different headstock design than usual out of reasons. I mean, if you watch the channel, you know about the Fender issue. So that's not cool. Yeah, so that's why that looks how it looks for a while. So after that, we are connected to the unit and to the ingle. How this works is with this Syn 1 model. It works in conjunction to your amp, in my case the Iron Ball SE. So they gave you a little foot switch, but little, it's maybe as nearly as big as the unit. This is the foot switch with my toppers on it. Really well crafted. The whole thing, by the way. So the build quality is really nice. I cannot. Okay, I can bitch about one detail, but later. So this is like another channel of this one. The way how connected is now is that this gonna be our clean option, and here we have our distorted tones. Of course, we have it here two channels, and why I won't use the one channel as a clean channel, I can show you later. Then the pedal board is engaged as well, so we're gonna boost that thing. We have a noise gate. We're also gonna engage a parametric EQ. Why? Because Metallica did that also. And of course the Geminus for a double tracking experience, and the cap sim, the mic sim, and power amp sim comes from the multi-cap. And that's it. Oh, on the clean channel I will engage the whammy pedal in the shallow detone mode for a little chorus action. And that's basically it. So let's to come to my observations first, the layout of this thing, so that we're on the same page. This thing is here divided. We have channel 1 on the top and channel 2 on the bottom. Here we have volume 1 for channel 1, and here we have master 1. This is like a gain knob for the first channel. It's like a drive, but it's called master 1. This here above is for the gain channel, for the second channel, lead drive. So they call it drive, here not. I don't know why. This also has here a volume control called lead master. Then we have these little switches here. We have lead bright switch and a lead shift, that is a mid switch, mid shift. Also for the first channel, bright and shift. This is a mid hump basically, and a bright switch, you know what a bright switch does. And then we have this EQ section here. Normally you would have an EQ section there, but this is works differently. These are basically filters and not really working like EQs. This is the EQ section, and it comes after the gain stage, if I'm not wrong. The important thing here, and the maybe a little bit annoying thing, is that the gain stages here work together. Channel 1 and 2 work together. And that is where it gets interesting. When you set the level here to a certain amount, it will affect how this behaves. And also the filters works for both channels. The switches, not really, but definitely the volume control, and I think the master control as well. So when you dime that, I think you get a little bit a different tone than if you didn't do so. Yeah. So let's engage the thing. That is channel 2 in this most pure form without the EQ, because you see it's not enlightened. The bass, in case you can see this is the bass control. Here we have the treble control, here is the mid control, and here we have the presence control. And the bass is down, is nearly completely down. Because it loses on clarity if you go further up. I have the presence really high. And yeah, let's switch to, for a moment, to the channel 1. You see the light switch, we are in the clean channel, so we can, this is the gain basically. Watch your ears. No, this is the volume. I'm dumb. This is the volume one, but it's more like a gain knob. Because yeah, this is confusing. And no matter what you do, you can't really get a nice clean tone, disengage noise gate, out of this. You hear this rattling? And I have no boost pedal on or anything. And that is not really pleasant, so I'm not using this channel really. So back to channel 2 and on with the noise gate. Yeah, now we are on this channel, the upper channel, but when I go up with the gain, it says volume, from the first channel, you immediately hear the difference. So the main thing we're going here is for Metallica tones, and of course this is not quite there, but we're getting there. Of course, for that we need a presence and trebly like setting. What we have here, we can turn it down for a bit. You see it's getting really muffled. You don't want that. the EQ to really get where we're going. We can hear for a second. So this is what we are going for. So it's very trebly, and you can only achieve that with the EQ. But it's not quite there. Let's boost the thing. Yeah, better. Okay, that's not bad, but let's engage the parametric EQ. That is really close. The type of the distortion is so variable that you have to really go for yourself if you wanna when you carve that out and go full on the first one. It sounds like this. Has attack, has punch, but it's not what I hear. The other way around, so we're going full on in the first channel and go back on the second one. Similar but different. And let's engage both, boost both of them. Not full. We can go full on this end. So basically more gain than you could ever need. But I think around, adjust the noise gate, around here. That is really attack. That's fun. Yeah. Still have to learn this song, but yeah. The sound is so far there. Now some things nobody really talks about. The sag control, which we have here. supposed to, yeah, emulate how a valve would work in a power situation, but I cannot really make out a big difference. I looked it up, and the Google search said that on this model it can be that it's not as noticeable as on other models because of how it's built. Yeah. Let's see how big of a difference you hear. So the sag control is now on 0. So now full. I don't really feel or hear a real difference, I could say. Yeah. So when I play loud with cabinets, not much of a thing. We have a lamp that it's telling us when it's sagging, when the sag control gets active, but not much of a difference in my ears, I have to say. But maybe this is really model depending. Then the volume control, which is here for the whole unit, does nothing now in this DI situation, but also when I play loud over cabinets, nothing. The volume thing doesn't work. Why? Then we had the thing with the clean channel. Volume boost off. Let's engage a neck pickup. And we still have this annoying sizzle in the top end or in the upper mids. Let's switch to the angle. Noise gate off. And let's engage the whammy detune effect. This is how it should sound. Beautiful. I think the detune effect on the whammy is a very, very nice chorus, and for these things, I really like that. Both pickups? No, I think it loses clarity. Neck pickup is better. Yeah, but as you heard, it's not really a thing on the clean channel here. Yeah, but yeah, we should lower the gain. But still, you know what I mean? So as a clean channel, not really usable. That's by the way the whole hiss we hear. all modules should be a bit on the noisier side, I heard. So yeah, this is what you're dealing with. Ooh, yes. It's quite intense. Good noise gate is your friend. Bridge pickup again. So I think the Master of Puppets tone is what this amp really can deliver, or this module, so to speak. Yeah, observations. These sliders on the EQ are so finicky, everybody tells us. I have really small hands, but it's... yeah, you can really do damage very fast. Ooh. Yeah. We had the bass here on 0. Because here it's on 9 and we get more hiss. And it's an uncontrollable low end, so you have to really dial it back. Now it gets clearer. Yeah, I know it's really bright and all, but that is the sound we need for that era. The bright switch off. Oh, I forgot the boost. What's going on? Yeah, definitely a treat. But yeah, some issues. We had the sliders, we had the non-existent volume control, we had the side control, we had these switches. Let's turn the lead switch back again. It's really true that these switches make more difference when you back off the gain. With this much gain, the effect is marginable. And for this era, we don't need the mid boost. Now we get even more hiss. Much more usable. Yeah. What we didn't speak of yet is one problem that you maybe also had. First, as I insert the module inside here, the left rail was a little bit too high. I don't know. When I put it in here, it won't fit in. I have to push a little bit down on this side, then it would slide in and it would scrape a little bit of the surface of the module of the upside, and that's not really cool. Then I tucked it in, I set the screws hand tight, and then I had a really bad observation and I was bummed out when I had the gain setting like this. It was not usable. When you had the presence control or treble up like this, it was not usable. Why? You get an uncontrolled, high-pitched, ringing feedback noise that is so annoying and makes it unusable. As soon as you dip back the volume or the gain, it disappears. We're not speaking of clipping here. It's a thing that should not be there. And nobody said anything about it so far in the videos. I told it in some comment sections, and there somebody had a good tip. First, my observation was when I touched this metal switches or this metal switch, the ringing noise feedback disappeared. So I knew it was some kind of ground issue. Here we have on the back of the unit some ground switches. I have a lift switch on my pedal board. Nothing helped. It was so heavy, we are not speaking loud, a little bit hiss. It was unplayable. It was really, really loud. And as soon as I touched one of these, it disappeared completely. I grabbed myself a little wire, hooked it in one switch, and touched this screw, and it disappeared as well. And then somebody in the comments had a suggestion that helped. He said he had the same problem. What he did was just tighten it in further. You have to screw this not hand tight, screwdriver tight, and then it disappeared. Then now I can use all the gain I want. I can use full on and will not have this horrible feedback noise issue. This was really, really bad situation. I thought not that the unit was faulty. I thought this is how it should be. And yeah, when the original amp was like that, yeah, had some limitations. But no, this is not normal. It should not feed like that. So I'm really happy that I figured that out and that I read that comment. So now it's very tight in here and it works like a charm. Another thing, this thing gets warm. I mean warm. You can still have your hand on here, but yeah, you maybe don't want it to put it on something also very warm. I put some foam here on the underside to get a little bit more lifting angle, also that the unit tilts a bit forward, and I screwed bigger feet on here that it won't slip back, you know? Yeah, that's how I set up the thing. I would play something for you with the title, but then the mic won't work and the video is long enough already. So thank you for watching. A lot of talking today, and I hope you could take something out of this video, something so far not many people mentioned about. Thanks you for watching. Goodbye. See ya.